Hello, my name is Wolfgang Kandek. I'm the CTO for Qualys. Over the last 8 months, we have developed an application called BrowserCheck. You can access it at https://browsercheck.qualys.com. And its main purpose is for the end user, so for the non-technical PC, Macintosh users, and now also Linux users, to get an idea of the state of security of the browser. In our research over the last years, we've seen that more and more attackers are definitely looking at the browser as the main attack vector for the installation of malware. And the objective of this tool was to make it easier for the average user to have an idea of the security state of the browser, and particularly also of the plugins that are installed in the browsers. So we've had roughly 200,000 hits on that site over the last 6 months, and we found some interesting statistics. There's a lot of usage from it from different countries. The top ones are the United States, then Brazil, and then Germany. So that has enabled us to drill down a little bit into what people from these countries actually use in terms of operating systems and particularly browsers. So in the United States we see a lot of Internet Explorer usage, whereas in Europe, for example, Firefox usage is much stronger. But the most interesting point came out when we looked at why browsers are so vulnerable. The basic data shows us that roughly 70% of all users that come to this website use a browser that is vulnerable to an attack. Which we thought, wow, that was a rather high number. How can that be? Browser patching is a very established discipline by now. Microsoft comes out almost monthly with patches. Windows Update integrates them. Firefox has an aggressive update program, and Google Chrome doesn't even prompt you for its patching. So we drilled down deeper on the data and figured out that roughly only 20% of the security vulnerabilities are in the browser itself. And the great majority comes from the plugins that are installed in the browsers and that are typically not updated by the browser. So typical examples are Flash from Adobe, Adobe Reader to visualize PDF documents, Sun Java to run Java applets inside the browser, Windows Media Player to take a look at different media formats that are not supported natively inside the browser. And all of these plugins that are installed have their own security vulnerabilities that need to be taken care of. And the majority of people are not aware of that, not even most security professionals, and especially not end users that probably assume that with an antivirus installed and maybe with Windows updates on, they're good to go forever. So the interesting thing in this software is if you just download it into your browser, it does a quick analysis. It's extremely easy to use, maybe 10 to 15 seconds runtime. Gives you a very short overview of where you are, tells you whether you are secure or insecure, and provides the right links to update the browser and to get into a secure state, and then eventually to rescan to show whether the updates were perfectly installed or not. Again, the interesting data there is the plugins are the most important attack vector at the moment, which is what we have seen from all the exploit packs that focus heavily on PDF documents and most recently a lot on the Java side. Interestingly, that is also what we've detected when we looked deeper on the statistics of those plugins. Sun Java is by far the most vulnerable plugin that's installed in browsers. So it's the one that is the stickiest, that is the oldest when browsers come. It apparently flies quite a bit under the radar of normal users. So we were actually quite a bit surprised about these values in the beginning. We figured that Adobe Reader would probably be the most attackable plugin, but it turns out that Sun Java edges out Adobe Reader by quite a margin in terms of vulnerability. So what we would recommend to all users is to go to browsercheck.qualys.com, take a look at your browser configuration, see how your plugins are behaving. We hope you like it. End user feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, and we hope you recommend it to your friends and family, and we think this will help them to make the internet a safer place.